Hello, and welcome to day 3 of Additive Code 2023. Let's get started. Day 3. Gear ratios. You and the elf eventually reach a gondola lift station. He says the gondola lift will take you up to the water source, but this is as far as he can bring you. You go inside. It doesn't take long to find the gondolas, but there seems to be a problem. They're not moving. You turn around to see a slightly greasy elf with a wrench and a look of surprise. Sorry, I wasn't expecting anyone. The gondola lift isn't working right now. It'll still be a while before I can fix it. You offer to help. The engineer explains that an engine part seems to be missing from the engine, but nobody can figure out which one. If you can add up all the part numbers in the engine schematic, it should be easy to work out which part is missing. The engine schematic, which is your puzzle input, consists of a visual representation of the engine. There are lots of numbers and symbols you don't really understand, but apparently, any number adjacent to a symbol, even diagonally, is a part number and should be included in your sum. Periods or dots or points do not count as a symbol. Okay. Here's an example engine schematic. In this schematic, two numbers are not part numbers because they are not adjacent to a symbol. Here's a symbol. Here's a symbol, 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 symbol. 114, which is top right. 58, which is middle right. Every other number is adjacent to a symbol, and so is a part number. Their sum is 4361. Oh, not even digit. It's just number itself. Okay, 467 is diagonally adjacent to this star, which means it is a part number. Of course, the actual engine schematic is much larger. What is the sum of all the part numbers in the engine schematic? Okay. I see, this is a bit tricky because you are forced to do a grid, but you have to take account into horizontally adjacent digits, because if at any point any of these digits are adjacent to a symbol, the entire number is counted as a part number. So let's get started here. Let's go to day 3. Not in this file. I need a lot of. I'm gonna need day 3 sample.txt as well as day 3.txt as well as day 3.python here, and I'm going to copy and paste everything from day 2 into day 3. Good. And I'm going to change my configuration, my script path from day 2 to be day 3. Okay. And I'm going to start off with day 2 sample or day 3 sample. And we're going to go part 1. Alright, so day 3 sample, if I can find it, don't have it here, is this. Looks very simple. Instructions are very easy to understand, but could be a bit tricky, simply due to if you're doing a matrix, because it looks like a matrix, since it's a grid, each element, each cell of that matrix is individualized, but you need to make sure to connect multiple cells because we need numbers. All right. How should I do this? I mean, I could find all the symbols at the start. So anything that is not a number or a period is a symbol. And then what? What do we do then? Do we just start scanning? You start scanning in 8 directions. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? And check if that digit has already been visited. Because, for example, we could get duplicates easily. I don't know where. I don't see a really good example in this. In the sample text where multiple symbols are adjacent to the same number. Yeah, I don't see it. All right, that means every single cell must have its own visited flag. Okay, what am I going to do here? Find all the symbols. Go through everything once. Find all the symbols. Great. Then iterate through all the symbols at each location. Check in 8 directions. And if you hit a number that's not visited, you iterate through the horizontal part, the horizontal line, to find the number. And then set every single cell to be visited in that number. Okay, that's one number. Keep doing it until you reach the end. Add them all together. And then that's your answer. Great. I don't know how it's going to end up. This might be a bit difficult, simply because it's a bit tricky. All right. Sum equals 0. We're going to need some non-symbols. This is going to be a set. Zero, obviously. I'm going to get all the digits. Seven, 8, 9, 0, and then this period is also not a symbol. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to make a class, which is I just name it cell. XY, sure. How do I do this? Is there no init function for Python? Import. I don't have anything here. Interesting. All right, let's search it up. Python class. I can't use the def here. So I gotta go class and then do this. Probably get an X and Y here. It's not this for Python, it's self dot x equals x, self dot y equals y. And then this will always be false at the start. Okay, that's it. I'm going to initialize my matrix first. So, index line. Let me think for a bit. We're going to split it into these. How do we split this? This input is already split into x's and y's. So I want to see what here. I do parse. Okay, it's split into delimiters, which is already the y-axis. Now I just have to iterate through, and this will be the x-axis. Okay, line index will be the element for the x. Right? No, that's not right. Input list, it's a split for each line is a y-axis, so the line index is the y-axis, correct. And then what I need to do for each line is for line index 2 character and enumerate line. I should probably name this character index We're going to initialize the cell. Now I'm just thinking, at this moment, do I have to make it that complicated with a cell class? Because I could just have what I usually do before is a dictionary with x and y, the coordinates, as a key, and then the visited as the value. Maybe, and I will choose to do that. If there was more functions and if there were more variables inside the cell class, maybe I use this class object. Or I use the cell object, cell class. So I'm going to go chords to visited equals an empty dictionary. And we're going to add the y first and then the x. Or should I do the x and y first? X first, then y. Which way should I do? Usually I do y then x, right? I think it's easier that way. So the line index first, and then the character index. That's just going to be false, because it hasn't been visited yet. Then we need another one, symbol chords, because we don't care what the symbol is. We just care that it is a symbol. So I'm going to get the coordinates of all the symbols here. That's going to be a set. And then during the same iteration, I can actually just check if the character is a symbol. Is there not an add? Oh yeah, to do it like this, I need to do set, right? Yeah. There we go. Line index and character index, like that. And I believe, I don't know if there's an overload for add, so I'm just gonna put a comment here, just parentheses here just to be safe. right, good. I was wondering if I could just do it in one iteration, but like with a queue and stuff. But I think I need to initialize my chords to visited. Basically, I need to initialize my graph first, my grid. But I wonder, is it worth it to do something like a queue to find the entire number? I don't know. Let's see what my puzzle input is. Oh yeah, could there be multiple symbols for the same number is what I'm asking. I cannot tell. I don't see any multiple symbols for the same number actually. They're all separated by a dot. What the hell? So I don't even need to do all this visited crap. What did the question say? Yeah, I don't know. It seems that every number can only have one part or one symbol to it. I don't even need to do this visited stuff. This is so ridiculous. Anyways, I probably want to save the length. Horizontal. And then the length vertical to be the length of the input list. Should be the length of input list 0. Okay. This way, while iterating through. Each symbol coordinate. And we're going to go through all 8 directions. And of course, I am not saving the value of the cell anywhere. Which is probably why I wanted that cell class there. Maybe let me think how I can save that value. I don't need to, because the input list has all my values. Okay. So we need to go with X and Y, which makes it easier. So we go Y, and then X. Okay. So we're going to do this 8 times. can't do it now. So how should I start? Just x plus 1. Simple. Now for that, while maybe we don't need a while. We can just do 4. If x plus 1 is length less than the x length horizontal, and implicit y Okay, if it's x plus 1, we actually only need to search the right side. So for index in range of so let's start. And stop. Oh, I shouldn't have started this. I need to talk. It's getting late. Stop is the length horizontal. If it's not a period, you keep going, okay? Digit list. Equals this. Okay, I'm not going to care about this chords to visitor right now because I don't think that there could be two adjacent symbols next to one number. So we have this, and then digit list. Actually, we don't need this. We start here. Okay. We start iterating like this. So if input list y index is not equal period, so we don't need this and statement here. Digit list dot append this character. I think at the end of this, digit list dot join That's nice. Now we just gotta repeat it for all 8 directions. So this is where mistakes can happen. I should really be using a private method for this. But it's fine. Can always refactor later. So we're going the other way now, which means that it has to be greater or equal to 0. So now we have to go the other way. So we're going to start at x minus 1 and at negative 1. And the step is also negative 1, right? Yeah. So the y is the same, index is the same. I'm going to digit it out the append. That stayed the same. Is there a way to reverse join this or something? that work? Yep. It will need to be backwards. Okay, so that's done. Should I do... top left or top right? I think I might need to just add the visited. For example, this 35. I plan on checking all three of these horizontal adjacencies. So I think I would need the visited. Otherwise, like, you say you don't need the adjacent, but what if it's like 3.5? Then I'd still need to check bottom left and bottom right. And if it's dot 5 dot, I need to check bottom left, bottom right, and central. So I'm probably going to need to check all three regardless. In that case, I don't want to make any more if statements, so I'll just use that visited. Visited a dictionary that I have. So the +1 and -1 are not that important to have the visited because they won't be. Numbers are going horizontal. But it's the one that has the ones that are bottom left, bottom, and bottom right. The other 6 directions basically. So let's try this again. Start at bottom left. This to be greater or equal to 0. Now this time, because you never know if the symbol will be at the corner, or will they? If they're never at the corner, holy cow, I don't even need to. Oh wait, the symbols are never at the very end either. 1 second. No. And then your puzzled input. No. And that is interesting because I don't need these checks. just do that. And I'm going to get rid of all these if statements. Okay, the ends could be dots, that's correct, and the ends could be numbers, right? So here's 1, here's 2. I know where it said bottom left, right? Is there a way to easily do this easier? I'm still thinking. Bottom left. I mean, I could join. I could do a bottom left, go left, then go right. And then join it. And then just repeat it. I mean, I don't want to do much long. I know it's a bit of repeating, but I think I just want a solution right now. So I'm going to go do the dot bottom left. And it's going to be x. Both of these are going to be y plus 1. -1, -1. List 2. Because that. I'm going to put a digit list 2. I just don't know how to make it clear right now. Oh, that is hard. How about if I... how about I iterate to the left until I reach a period, and that's how I know the start. But I think what's more important is that as you're going through this number, check if it is right below. If the digit is right below, then you can skip all the other bottom rows. Man, this one is very, very tricky. All right, I'm gonna do this differently. If it is a period, or the index is at the end. X start is equal to index. Okay. And then, um, as I'm thinking about it, what if I just, there's just three conditions, right? Say this is our symbol here. It's only 3.5 or .5 dot, where we need to check two things. Where we need to make a different check. All right. Hold on. If it's something like 3.5, that's too complicated, right? It's 3.5 dot 5 dot 3.5 dot. Three five you apparently only need to check once. Dot 5 dot you just do the middle. And 3.5 you do both sides. How do you know that at the start? And if it's like .35, then you start at the middle. I think that's too many conditions that I'm comfortable with. So I'll just do it like this. X start. X start. Length horizontal. And then let's just do something like this. Top visited and bottom visited equals false. I don't know if I need bottom plus 1 visited. Bottom right visited also. Top right visited equals false. Okay, this is just a catch-all then. Start at the start. The same thing here. Nothing will be visited at this start, at this place. Dot append this thing. If index is equal to x, bottom visited is equal to true, else if index is equal to x plus 1, bottom right visited is true. Great. Now we can do this, which is also dangerous because if it's empty, then this will fail. That's fine. I'll figure it out later. Now for bottom central, not bottom visited or let's just do this, if not bottom visited. We're going to need this as well. But we start at x itself. Actually, I want to see what happens if you join. Whoops, don't want that. Is it just going to error out without trying it myself? Without trying it myself. I don't want to try it myself right now. Alright, I assume it's just going to error out. Alright, okay, whatever. It's going to error out. So this is a possible error. Okay, check it later, please. Sure. Okay. And that's it. Then we're going to do the same thing again. But we don't care anymore. Start at x plus 1. And we're going to go, if not bottom right, visited. We append here. And that's it. I should really add this to everything. What a messy puzzle problem. Bottom right, okay, let's do the top left. Top right, it's the same thing. Just instead of y plus 1. We do y minus 1. So can you be another private function? Yes, probably. Simply because y minus 1, I could just use variables parameters for this. Minus 1. It's going to be top visited now. Then top right visited. It's minus 1. Minus 1. Minus 1. If not top visited, if not top right visited. And we do it for every single symbol. Oh boy, 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 boy. Minus 1, minus 1, y minus 1, y minus 1. Join, and this is probably not going to work. So I must have missed something else here. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Hope I got all the syntax correct. Bottom right is plus 1, top right is minus 1. Oh no, this is also not correct. I think I need if index 0 x start equals 0, else if, that should be correct. I'll do it here too. Elif that x start equals index. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, let's just try this. Ah, I see. Only for this one case. Oh no. Non-symbol. Oh no. Because in this example, you're at the left. You keep going until you reach that the period, but I did not check for an additional symbol when it's just x minus 1, which is this case right here. Do. Symbol equals input list y x, and in this, only this specific case do we care about an additional symbol. If it's equals to this period and y index does not equal to symbol, no, what did I do wrong here? 5. What? Why is it 5, 5? Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Hey. This is not correct. What? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Huh? Should I have done here? Oh, I see. I don't. Do I have a break? And I'm so hungry right now. Huh? I didn't break. Alright, wait, let me get some food. Oh man, I never stop iterating. When I reach an invalid character. Holy cow. Alright, I'm not getting the correct sum. Something is wrong here. Okay, this is both correct. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to index +1 here. Oh, I had the right idea. I changed it, but I didn't change it correctly because right now X started at 1. This is a period. See? Equals period index. That's a mistake. I thought I fixed that one. So it's in 2 places. Well, I see I have a plus off by 1 issue. So it's 3701. It's a bit closer, but let's try again. So we don't have anything here, don't have anything here for 5, 5. Index should be 2 right now. Two, 3, 4, 2. $592 is correct. We haven't visited this, but there's nothing here. And there's nothing here either. So I go to the top part, -1, -1. Oh, why are we starting here? But literally it doesn't matter. There's nothing here. And nothing here either. So 5, 5 is all correct. We get 5, 9, 2. So next one is 4, 3. 4, 3 is a star. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. This one is 6, 17, right? Here, reset everything. X plus 1 shouldn't do anything, but x minus 1 is one of interest. So we get 7, 1, 6, 592, 6. That seems correct. 617. 129 is correct. Then we should get nothing more. Alright. Next one is $sign. $sign should be 664. Right has nothing, left has nothing. Bottom left should be correct. Start at oh no, 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 no. That's not correct. I see what's wrong here. Index equals 0 does not mean that it is the correct starting spot because it could be a dot. It does not mean that there's a number here because that we're using this +1 logic, and that will screw everything up. That will definitely screw everything up. I can't believe I screwed this up. The logic should be at the end here. Yep, that is correct then. Index +1. And that's the end. That's what was missing. This little piece of logic here. So now we're pretty confident with what we got here. We can just put in the day 3 text, which I copy and paste it in here. And we can just run this 540131. Let's hope that my assumptions are all correct. I don't have to go back and debug. If I have to go back and debug this, then I might just have to do this another day. Okay, well, that's the right answer. So it looks like just by looking at this puzzle input, my assumptions are correct, which is very interesting because it doesn't actually say in the instructions. Anyways, part 2, the engineer finds the missing part and installs it in the engine. As the engine springs to life, you jump in the closest gondola, finally ready to ascend to the water source. You don't seem to be going very fast though. Maybe something is still wrong. Fortunately, the gondola has a phone labeled help, so you pick it up and the engineer answers. Before you can explain the situation, she suggests that you look out the window. There stands the engineer, holding a phone in one hand and waving with the other. You're going so slowly that you haven't even left the station. You exit the gondola. The missing part wasn't the only issue. One of the gears in the engine is wrong. A gear is any star symbol that is adjacent to exactly 2 part numbers. Its gear ratio is the result of multiplying those 2 numbers together. This time, you need to find the gear ratio of every gear and add them all up so that the engineer can figure out which gear needs to be replaced. Consider the same engine schematic again. In this schematic, there are 2 gears. The first is in the top left. It has part numbers 4, 6, 7, and 35, so its gear ratio is 1, 6, 3, 4, 5. The second gear is in the lower right. Its gear ratio is 4, 5, 1, 4, 9, 0. The star adjacent to 617 is not a gear because it is only adjacent to 1 part number. Adding up all the gear ratios produces 467835. What is the sum of all the gear ratios in your engine schematic? Okay, I understand this problem already. Since we're using the same text and input, we can get going. Right, so let's just copy and paste this. I'm too tired for this, so let's try it. And this is a bit different now. Non-symbols, let's just keep this for now. But if character now, we check if it equals a gear. Where are you, star key? Here. That's all we care about. And we keep going. We don't care about the sum just now. How about here we have something called gear numbers. And we just do the same thing. But instead of this, we do gear numbers dot append. Dot append gear numbers dot append and gear numbers dot append. At the end of this entire for loop, so this is one symbol. If gear numbers length is equal to 2, sum is equal to sum plus gear numbers first element, first number plus the second number. Let's try with a sample. Gotta convert to integer first. Looks like we have, we ran it all the way here, 1855, but it's not plus, it's multiplied. 467,835, great. That is exactly what we want. Now let's plug it into the text. Holy cow, that is a huge number. And that's the right answer. Oh. So it was, yeah, I think I saw on Reddit that this day was very tricky. It was kind of difficult. There was a meme that day 1 and day 3 were super hard, while day 2 was easy. Yeah, it was only the first part. I knew it would be tricky because we had to, I mean, you have a grid, you have a matrix, and it'd be easy to just iterate through the matrix, but, you know, due to we need the entire number, but we can only go cell by cell, that will always make it a bit tricky, and this adjacent thing. But anyways, I'm glad we were able to solve it. And that concludes day 3 of Advent of Code 2023. Thank you for listening and watching. Goodbye.